My main crop is usually tomatoes, followed by bell peppers. I'd like to put in a row of marigolds to attract pollinators and repel mosquitoes. Now, this is actually French marigold, which I'm not sure about its mosquito repelling properties. Actually, I don't need them to repel mosquitoes because other things do that. I call this my marigold stick. It's just a scrap piece of wood. I marked with 6 inches. If I leave it out in the rain or lose it, I just make another. Now, it also became my radish stick because I marked down the inches. Now, every year, the planting distance for marigolds has been 6 inches, and this year suddenly it's 8. Now, I've got a row that's 88 inches long, and I like to spread them out evenly. This is a 6-pack, so that makes 13 inches apart. Now, I'm going to start in the middle, just to kind of keep the rows kind of straight. My string's not holding up. Now, from the middle, half of 13 is 6.5. Dig a hole twice as wide and an inch or so deeper. Put in a little humus. Mix it up. And gently pull them from the plastic container by the base of its stem. Gently as I could. Now, these are ornamentals, which means non-food. So I'm going to use a little bit of rooting hormone to help get them started. First, I mess it up a bit. Dab, place, fill in. Tap, tap. So on. One great innovation has been these peat pots that you can plant directly in the soil, and then they'll just decompose and be part of the fertilizing process. Okay, now when you get it, there'll be plastic at the top. Use scissors. They are not perforated, and you will damage the plant if you try to rip it off. Now here I've dug a hole that's twice as wide and a few inches deeper than the pot. Recycle this. I'm going to add in some of the humus. Mix it with some of the original. This is at least a loose soil for the roots to grow into. A little bit more humus. Oh, you gotta play with the bottom a little bit. It'll tear off the bottom. Mess up the roots a little bit. Now, read the tag because it'll tell you the plant spacing. This one is 18 to 24 inches. Also tells you the light conditions, which is full sun. Now, I've measured actually 24 inches from the tomato plant behind me. That's where I dug the hole. This is a red bell pepper, which has more vitamin C than an orange. Filling around. Well, tomatoes, peppers, and basil are now planted. Got the tomatoes caged. My irrigation system worked out, mostly, adequately. Now it's time to mulch. A mulch helps control weeds and conserve moisture. Especially if your system is like mine, which is on the ground, not spraying everywhere and evaporating. I'm using pine straw because it doesn't biodegrade. And unlike stone, it won't cause a problem next year. Now I got some oak leaves mixed in with this by accident because this all came from the backyard. That's okay. Oak leaves are slow to biodegrade too. And make mulch for some things, I guess. I get a stick in here, that'll go into my wood chipper. Over here in my ornamental bed, I've begun to mulch with pine bark chips, and my irrigation solution, because the hose, usually doesn't reach, the soaker thing doesn't reach over here, is this container that has holes poked in the bottom, got gravel in it to keep it weighed down. I just come by every day and fill that with water if it hasn't rained. I've never planted sweet potatoes before. Let's have an experiment. Ordinarily, you get a new potato, you cut it in half and wait for these slips to grow, but these are neglected. Here I've got two potatoes, both cut in half with what apparently are slips already growing. I've dug 4 holes, 18 inches apart, 6 inches deep. This is the normal red clay mixed with some of that organic compost that is just eroded down. Number 2 in the experiment. to try a little compost. And put that in. Number 3. Now you see these are growing around these garlic. Now sweet potatoes are supposed to grow with horseradish. Let's hope garlic has the same effect. Put that down. Cut that down. As for number 4, we have an anomaly in our soil. And that there's more sand in it than clay. And there we go. Time to wait. The recommended fertilizer for sweet potatoes is a 5-10-10. In lieu of that, I've removed all the clover from the area and I mulch with wood chips, which deplete nitrogen.